Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual on Firstpost, where we get you the top 50 stories from around the world. I'm Alison Lagrange, coming to you live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin. In our top stories, Microsoft users have been hit by a major service outage globally. Microsoft services like Microsoft 365, Teams and Azure Cloud have been impacted. The disruption in services has led to massive chaos with banks, media outlets and airlines among the victims. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has said major airlines have grounded all flights. Microsoft says it is taking mitigation measures to help users. Yemen's Houthi group has claimed responsibility for a drone attack on Tel Aviv in Israel. The Iran-backed group said that its drone hit central Tel Aviv early this morning. The attack killed at least one person and left 4 others injured. Israeli forces struck southern Lebanon yesterday. The airstrike killed at least 5 people, including a Hezbollah commander. Hezbollah confirmed that the commander of its elite al-Radwan operational unit died in the attack. Donald Trump has formally accepted his nomination as the U.S. Republican Party's presidential candidate. While speaking at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Trump said that the Republicans would have an incredible victory. It was Trump's first speech after the attempt on his life on the 13th of July. And Trump recalled his assassination attack at the Republican National Convention. He said that despite the attack, he felt very safe as he had God on his side. Trump also lauded U.S. Secret Service officers for protecting him during the assassination attempt. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that if Donald Trump is re-elected as the U.S. president, it would be hard work for Ukraine. Zelensky said that perhaps Trump didn't understand what goes on in Ukraine. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden continues to face mounting pressure to quit the presidential race. Former U.S. President Barack Obama is the latest Democrat to express concerns over Biden's candidacy. Earlier, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi expressed doubts over Biden's ability to run for office. Protests against reservations in government jobs continue to rock Bangladesh. The death toll due to the violent demonstrations has risen to at least 32. Yesterday, demonstrators torched the Dhaka headquarters of the state media broadcaster BTV. Protesters stormed BTV's premises and burned down dozens of vehicles. Amid the ongoing government job reservation protests in Bangladesh, the authorities have launched a near-total shutdown of the internet services. This is aimed at cutting the communication capabilities of the protest organizers. Singapore's Navy has rescued people from 2 burning oil tankers. The tankers caught on fire near the Singaporean island of Pedra Branca. The cause of the fires is not known yet. And a fire broke out at an industrial estate near Barcelona last night. The blaze started at a chemical company. Spanish authorities have confined residents of the area due to the risk of chemical exposure. A police officer was critically injured in a stabbing attack in Paris. The incident took place at the Champs-Élysées shopping district. France has been witnessing a series of security incidents in the French capital ahead of the Paris Olympics. According to Vietnamese state media, ruling Communist Party chief and former president Nguyen Phu Trong has died at the age of 80 due to old age and serious illness. The announcement came a day after the Communist Party announced that Trong would hand over power to focus on receiving medical treatment. Vietnam's President To Lam took over Trong's duties. Moving over to climate news now, at least 7 people have died due to a massive landslide in the South Indian state of Karnataka. 3 people have been reported missing. The search and rescue operations are underway. Heavy rain has battered the central region of South Korea. On Thursday, the Minister of Interior and Safety, Lee Sang-min, took stock of the situation in Nonsan City and Wonju County. Intense rain warnings have been issued in various regions, including the Seoul metropolitan area. All archaeological sites in Athens have been temporarily closed amid an extreme heat wave. Greek authorities have also restricted outdoor work due to the soaring temperatures. Thermal cameras have recorded a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius on the road's surface. And authorities in North Macedonia have been battling a wildfire in the mountainous southern region. The forest fire broke out near the Negotino town. It has burned swathes of land and has prompted a state of emergency in the country. A wildfire that sprang in Giron town of southern Ecuador on Tuesday has still not been brought under control. Local authorities have reported that about 140 hectares of land have been affected, posing a threat for the nearby houses. The firefighters from 3 cities have been battling to contain the raging fire. Another massive wildfire has erupted in the Izmir district of Turkey. The Izmir airport has suspended its services and diverted flights to nearby Bodrum airport. Authorities have dispatched 7 planes and 16 helicopters to douse the wildfire. The temperature of the Adriatic Sea in Croatia hit an all-time high earlier this week. The record high temperature was at 29.7 degrees Celsius. An expert from the Ruđer Bošković Institute has said that the sea is about 5 degrees warmer than average this year. Meanwhile, Croatia has been reeling under an extreme heat wave situation. Moving on to business and tech news now, ChatGPT maker OpenAI has launched a smaller version of its artificial intelligence model. It is called ChatGPT 4.0 Mini. Now, the model outperforms the firm's other AI models on many parameters. The ChatGPT 4.0 Mini is being offered at a cheaper subscription rate compared to other models. And Taiwan's chip manufacturing giant TSMC reported its second quarter earnings yesterday. The firm saw its revenue grow by over 40% between April and June this year, compared to the same period last year. The chip maker's profits also grew by over 36%. The firm said they saw a high demand for advanced chips in second quarter. TSMC is the world's largest producer of chips used in everything from smartphones to artificial intelligence. And Finnish telecom firm Nokia's profits dropped 32% in the second quarter of this year. The firm said a weaker demand for its 5G telecom equipment led to this decline. However, Nokia's CEO said that he is optimistic about recovery in the second half of this year. He said that orders from North America will help to recover its losses. Meanwhile, American streaming giant Netflix has also reported its second quarter earnings. The streaming giant added over 8 million subscribers between April and June of this year. Netflix saw its revenue grow by 17% to over $9.5 billion during the quarter. A crackdown on password sharing and a new, cheaper subscription plan have been attributed to its growth. And Apple is reportedly planning to boost its portfolio of its streaming platform Apple TV+. The firm is in talks with some of the largest Hollywood studios. Apple wants to acquire licenses of their shows and films to add to Apple TV+. So far, it mostly offers original shows. South Korean tech giant Samsung has agreed to talk with the striking workers. Earlier this month, the union representing about 30,000 workers started an indefinite strike. The workers are demanding better pay and benefits. The shares of American solar panel maker SunPower plunged about 20% yesterday. This is after it was reported that the firm is pausing some of its operations. Reports say the firm is halting shipments of new products. SunPower is also unable to provide installation services for products that have already been delivered. The U.S. solar energy firms have been facing declining demand for their products. Car maker Stellantis has issued a recall of its hybrid minivan, the Chrysler Pacifica. Now, the automaker will call back about 24,000 minivans. The recall is due to an issue with the car's battery pack that could cause a fire. Stellantis has also urged Chrysler owners to park their vehicles outside until the recall. The European Central Bank has decided to keep its benchmark interest rates unchanged. The central bank said that inflation in the European Union countries is still high. They have warned that it is expected to remain elevated until next year. The European Central Bank lowered interest rates in its last meeting. The ECB sets monetary policy for 20 EU countries. And India's largest cryptocurrency exchange, WazirX, suffered a major security breach yesterday. About $234 million was stolen from the one account on the platform. This is about half of the firm's total assets. WazirX has confirmed the breach and temporarily halted money withdrawals from the platform. And moving to sports news, and we start with cricket. Star batter Suryakumar Yadav has been named as India's new T20 international captain. Yadav replaces Rohit Sharma in the format, who retired after the T20 World Cup. His first assignment will be to lead the men in blue in a 3-match T20 international series against Sri Lanka. India's cricket board has announced the squad for the Sri Lanka series. The two sides will play 3 T20 international matches, followed by 3 one-day international matches. The limited overs tournament will see Suryakumar Yadav leading the men in blue in the T20I leg, and Shubman Gill has been named as the vice-captain for the entire tour. The T20I series between India and Sri Lanka starts on the 27th of July. Indian skipper Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli will be featuring in the ODI series in Sri Lanka. Sharma will be captaining the side in the ODI series. The confirmation comes after much speculation that they would skip the Sri Lanka tour. Ace fast bowler Jasprit Bumrah has been rested for the bilateral. The ODI series between India and Sri Lanka will start on the 2nd of August and will go on until the 7th. In football, FIFA has delayed a decision to suspend Israel from international play. This proposal was made by Palestine over its war in Gaza. Football's global body says it needs more time to assess the matter. FIFA will now only arrive at a decision until after the Paris Olympics. The delay means Israel can play at the Olympics football event. Real Madrid forward Kylian Mbappe could pursue legal action against Paris Saint-Germain or PSG. Mbappe's mother says that she will take PSG to court. The case stems from bonuses and 2 months of wages that Mbappe is yet to receive from the French giant. Kavan Sullivan has become the youngest player to debut in Major League Soccer. The 14-year-old plays for the MLS team Philadelphia Union. He was called in as a substitute in the 85th minute during the team's match against New England Revolution. Sullivan entered the match with Philadelphia leading 5-1. In tennis, 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal's Olympic preparations are on full track. He is currently playing at the Swedish Open in the run-up to the Paris Games. Nadal defeated number 5 seed Cameron Norrie of Britain 6-4, 6-4 in straight sets. He will next play Mariano Navone of Argentina for a place in the last 4. India's Sumit Nagal has exited the Swedish Open. He suffered a straight-set 6-4, 6-2 loss against Mariano Navone of Argentina in round 16. Nadal, with this loss, missed out on a potential quarterfinal match against Rafael Nadal. Paris makes the final touches and ramps up security as the Olympics nears. Organizers have cordoned off the River Seine. Police officials imposed a security perimeter on the banks of the river. Thousands of athletes will be parading along the stretch of the river during the opening ceremony on the 26th of July. The first batch of Olympic athletes arrived in Paris and checked into the official village. Athletes from Australia, South Africa, Japan, Uruguay, and the United States were some of the first to come. The village named Saint-Denis is located adjacent to the city of Paris. Athletes will be housed in brand new apartments inside a complex. And in entertainment news, Taylor Swift has released a new song from her album, The Tortured Poets Department. The track is titled, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Swift also released an instrumental version of the same song. And singer Taylor Swift performed in Swiftkirchen in Germany for her Eras tour. The concert was attended by her boyfriend Travis Kelce. Now, he was spotted filming Swift while she performed So High School. And Swift is also going to perform in Hamburg and Munich. Now, singer Joe Jonas is gearing up for his first solo album in 13 years. He officially announced the release of Work It Out today. The song serves as the lead single for his upcoming solo project, Music for People Who Believe in Love. BTS singer Jimin has released his second solo album, Muse. It has 7 solo tracks of the South Korean singer. Jimin first announced Muse in June, following his first solo album, Face, which was released last year. American actress Angelina Jolie wants to settle her feud with Brad Pitt. She called on her ex-husband to drop a lawsuit involving their shared winery. The estate was co-owned by the two. The dispute arose after Pitt alleged that Jolie sold her shares without consent. And Chris Hemsworth took to Instagram to wish his wife, Elsa Pataki, on her 48th birthday. The Marvel star shared an adorable post captioned, "Happy birthday to this gorgeous lady." One of the pictures featured the couple on the set of Thor: Love and Thunder. The God of Thunder met the Spanish actress in 2010 and got married within a few months. The Boys Season 4 added a trigger warning to their finale. The disclaimer came in the wake of an assassination attempt on former US President Donald Trump. The 8th and final episode of the alternate reality series was released yesterday. It centered around an assassination bid on a fictional president. Now, makers of the show even renamed the episode from Assassination Run to simply Season 4 Finale. And American entertainer Jimmy Fallon's The Tonight Show marked its 2000th episode. He celebrated the milestone on the 18th of July. Fallon was presented with a cake with the show's logo as well. And he was joined by celebrity guests like Sean Levy and Grammy-nominated band Glass Animals for the festivities. The comedian took over as host of the hit reality TV show in 2014. Supermodel Bella Hadid became the new face of a campaign that's being relaunched by Adidas. The footwear company is reintroducing its classic SL72 sneaker, first launched at the 1972 Munich Olympics. At least 11 Israeli athletes and coaches at the Munich Games were killed by Hamas. Israel has criticized Adidas for its decision to make Hadid the face of the campaign, who is pro-Hamas. An American comedy icon, Bob Newhart, has died at the age of 94. The news was announced by his publicist. Newhart died in Los Angeles after a string of illnesses, as cited by the publicist. He was best known for the television shows The Bob Newhart Show and Newhart. And that's all in this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to First Post.
Yemen's Houthi